Circle up. Let's get started. I'm going to take over for teaching since Alan's out in Vegas. And then a bunch of people are going to the world this week, so let's wish them luck. We'll start with some games. We're going to start standing. So I think we've all done this at some point. We're just going to do grip fighting. So like we're looking for inside grips, so inside shoulder, inside elbow, inside wrist. Or like if you like, you can also take outside grips. So like if Johnny gets a collar tie on me, I can also take like an elbow grip. Look to do something with that, like pass it off or something. When you guys are grip fighting, don't be so quick to just like constantly strip. So like let's say Johnny gets a grip, like it's not like this. I'm not constantly just trying to like the minute he touches me, I'm just swimming my arms in. I think there's some good when like Johnny collar ties me and just like I hang out here a little bit and then I get my own grip just to feel a little bit like what the person is going to do. And so this way you kind of get like, even though Johnny might have inside control, I get to sort of feel out what that feels like. Maybe he pushes me, maybe he pulls me, that's fine. I can start to get my own grip and then figure out how to turn it into my own grip. Yeah, so we're just going to start with a grip fight. There's no win condition. We're just playing around with grips. Try to move your opponent when you do get your grip. So like, let's say I get a collar tie or wrist grip. I want to like use that grip to move my opponent. I'm not just standing in front of him. So maybe I get another hook. That's fine. I'm going to use it to move my opponent. We're going at like 40-50% intensity, so you guys can figure out what hurts so I can go through the motions. Any questions? We'll do 3 minutes with your partner, and then we'll grab another partner. 1, 2, 1, 2. Do a little bit of gamification. We're going to work a little bit on arm drag. So I think we all know kind of like what an arm drag looks like. It's basically I have a hand in the armpit, and this one pulls. I have a hand on the wrist, this one pushes, and then I have a good head position, and then we start to get an angle on our arm. So it's kind of like this quick 1, 2, 3, and then we're getting an angle on our arm. If you guys watched ADCC trials in Asia this past weekend, Joseph Chow was doing something pretty interesting. He had this this cross grip right here. So he had this cross grip, and then with the grip on the wrist, he had an inside grip like this. So I think Alan has taught this before, where you take an inside grip and swing your elbow and get it over and underhook. So he kind of did this thing where he had a cross grip, and then he took this like inside wrist grip right here, and then basically started to kind of square up with his opponent, and then use that to kick the ankle. And immediately he'll face the same way as his opponent, grab the hip. And now when Johnny tries to turn into me, I have a really good ankle. I can start to bring it down. It's just like a variation on the arm drag that I thought was really interesting. Just because like you're hand fighting, and then all of a sudden you get this cross grip and this inside grip. And it's like, it's kind of hard for them to do anything. Just basically force the arm drag. Sort of taking away all the distance. So you guys can play around with that. But if you do prefer the regular arm drag, that's cool too. Yeah, just something to play around with. Again, it's kind of this cross grip. I'm chest to chest. I have this inside grip like this. And basically shoving it across and facing the same way down these. And I'll grab the kick, so when you get it angled out, and then I can really enhance from that using that. So we'll play a game where using your grip setups, where I'm looking to get a rear body lock on my opponent. Johnny's looking for the same grip. If the condition is met, so if Johnny gets a rear body lock on me, just reset and go again. So you're looking for setups like maybe you like go for the legs and go for the arm. So looking for that rear body lock, getting around your opponent. Any questions? 1, 2, 1, 2. We're doing this twice in 2 minutes with 2 people.
Switch to the inside, like
elbow over.
elbow over. Okay.
Here.
Oh, okay.
So let's say somehow I pick it up with the arm drag. It's kind of this interesting, weird thing that I saw out there.
And that's on the inside.
And then, yeah, kind of inside, and that just like you shut the arm across and then you face the same way as I was facing. Yeah.
Are you like turning or are you
Kind of
driving?
like turn. Yeah.
Okay.
And grab it.
Grab it up. Felt like I couldn't even like stop myself. Yeah. That's fun. You got it.
lastly, we're going to do standing up. So we're going to drill in, we're going to quickly drill into whatever you like to do to get to the single leg. It could be as simple as like, oh, I'm going to get out of the way, pick up a single. Or if you like high crotches or something, whatever. Drill your favorite single leg entry. Once you get to the single leg, we're going to play a game where I have to bring Johnny down with him. So I'm basically trying to take him down. Obviously, this is like, we're not going like 90 to 100%. We're looking to use what we know to take down our opponent. When I do have a single leg, the cues that I'm looking for are if Johnny's weight is on his rear leg, or if he's hanging his weight on me. If he's hanging his weight on me, then I can use the leg that I have in my hands to bring him down, because he's putting his weight on me. And so like things like running the height are going to be more effective because I'm carrying his weight. Things like even little kind of like, I call it like a rotational shot, that becomes more available. But when you see people like running the pipe and your opponent is not going down, it's most likely because Johnny has shifted his weight to the back. And when his weight is on the back leg, then it makes more sense for me to look to the elbows and bring him over, or bring this leg up and look to do like a foot sweep on the back. So when you guys do this game, the drill into the single leg, I really want you to think about like, where is my opponent's weight? Right? If you try to run the pipe and they stay up, then most likely your opponent's weight is on the back foot. And so you might have to switch to something else. You have to switch to something that disrupts the balance of this pipe. Whereas if he's really leaning into you, then things like running the pipe are going to work much better. So I just want you to think about weight distribution when you're playing. So drill into the single leg, and then the game starts with the attacker looking to bring the defender down to the hip. If you do that, then switch, and the other person drills into the single leg and becomes the attacker. Any questions? Yeah, so if, let's say Johnny drills into a single leg, I'm the defender and I disconnect and get my leg free, game, and then I go. So win condition for me as defender is to disconnect. Any questions? Alright, I'm doing two. Watch the space, draw the mat. That's it for the wrestling part. Let's get into it. So last week, Alan was talking about when we were working for Gila Diva. So Gila Diva is this position right here where I have this leg wrapped around Johnny's leg from the outside in. Hand on his ankle, and I have a hand underneath it. And then this guy is pretty much where we want to do it. Poking on the head, pushing on the chest, whatever. Getting to this position is actually quite hard, especially if you have someone on top who's not letting you create any reflex. So we're going to play a game where I'm on the bottom, we start neutral, and my only goal is to get a firm Gila Diva connection. So it could be anything. I could start getting my feet in, starting going chin on chin, pulling Johnny in, trying to get this connection right here. Obviously, Johnny's not just going to let me do that. He's also going to be moving. And Johnny's goal is to get a flank on him and hold that flank for like 2-3 seconds. So if he gets the flank right here, and he connects any part of his body to like the side of my rib, the side of my thigh, then that's a win. And we're going to do it 3 times. So like, basically going to start neutral, and then I'm going to look to connect De La Diva 3 times. He's going to look to flank me 3 times. Whoever gets the third one wins the condition. You guys can follow. So it's kind of like figuring out how to keep your guard and also get your connection. So that will entail maybe a little bit of hand fight up here, maybe a little bit of foot sweeping down here, but I'm looking to get to this position right here. Right? Because we can't initiate any attacks until we entangle ourselves with our opponent. And then Johnny's not going to be a willing opponent. He's going to be looking to strip my grips. He's going to be looking to take an angle on me. And I'm going to have to make sure that I keep him in front of me while I look for my big grip. Any questions? Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2. So here's some progression. So basically we're looking to get to the game. So that game is designed to just like help you guys think of what are some ways we can get to this position so I can actually do it. Once we get to the position, okay, so let's say we get to De La Viva, what are our outcomes? So we're going to progress on these games, so we're going to start in De La Viva now. And my goal is to get Johnny's hands to the mat. So like any version of getting his hands to the mat, that's a win for me. Or if I can connect my hands to his hips. So let's say he like back steps a little bit, and I start to look for that back take, and I get hands on hips. If I can connect my hands to his hips, or I can get my hands to the mat, that means I've disrupted his weight distribution, and that's a win. Johnny's goal is to again cement and not get his hands to the mat and not his hips. Just like a reminder as to some of the De La Viva stuff we're doing. Like everything that we're doing in De La Viva is either learning to carry their weight and then redistribute that weight, or it's pushing their center of mass so far over their base that they get stuck, or exposing the back. Those are like the only three things that we want to do. So like an example of carrying weight is we're going to pull Johnny forward. Now Johnny's weight is like more on me. So this is that L-shaped sweep that Alan was showing. It's like I'm carrying Johnny's weight. Now that I'm carrying it, I can push it over. And then now I can start to push his center of mass so far over his face that he has to put his hands on the mat. Once his hands are on the mat, what does that tell me? That means his legs are light. And if his legs are light, that means I can start coming up. We can look for our sweeps. From there. What else can we do from here? Like, so pushing his center of mass off his base, we can basically like, if you grab both feet, you can basically kind of hold his base to the mat and then push him over. And then he's basically going to fall over like that. So that's like a very simple one that we could do. You could even like use the inside of your shin to push the knee while you walk the back leg as well. These are all versions of like pushing his weight over a base that I'm sort of sticking to the mat, and so he can't readjust his base quick enough and he's going to fall over. And then the last one is essentially where Johnny starts backstepping a little and exposing his back. The idea here is to start putting pressure into the back of the knee. So Alan like stuck his foot here, but he also was saying how he uses his knee to sort of push into Johnny's like sort of hamstring knee area here. And when that happens, our opponent turns. And then you start putting your hook in here to keep the pressure. I switch. And then from here, I can maintain pressure in the back of the knee, grab the hip, and fulfill the range. So for this game, we're going to start in De La Viva. And then all I'm looking to do is I want to disrupt Johnny's base so his hands touch the mat, both hands touch the mat. Or I grab his, my hands connect with his hips. In the way that like I'm preparing for a back kick, not like, not like that. And then if, in the case that you do sweep your opponent and his hips hit the mat, that's also a good condition. Any questions? We'll do this twice like we've done for all the games. Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then switch when you complete your goal. So both of you get chances to be on top.
Hey, you can't put them in the car.
Questions, just like anything that we've done so far with data Eva, that you guys have questions, like anything difficult, not making sense, the goals sound correct, what do you guys have trouble? There's no solution.
If you're doing data Eva and then knee slide across the other side, how do we construct that?
So you're saying like if I'm here
And then just like knee slide.
and they knee slide this way,
Yeah.
particularly if I have a very big movement, things like,
Oh.
I don't know. Like if I go under, right? Oh, I see. So let's say you break it and you knee slide.
I think I just did kind of bad data Eva.
I see. I would say it would be like what would happen if someone knee slided on me, like if you just go knee slide on me. Like I would look for this under and start coming up immediately. Yeah. Just knowing that like if that's something that they want to do, I'll make sure that I can get the angle. Yeah. Ideally you want to hear the other mover, so that's not an option.
So you're just holding the heel hard.
Yeah. Because if you hold the heel down here, yeah. Like ideally this should not be knee sliceable.
Right.
Then if you like to play underhook daily hemo, there's no way they can free their leg here.
I see.
So it's just maintaining strong grips as like a prevention.
I guess strong grips, kind of going onto their thigh and then their feet. Just going like rotating out and how do you keep them kind of glued together? Like in a way, it's like they're in your center line and not spaced out. Does that make sense?
By keeping the daily
Yeah, the daily level time. I think I struggle with that a lot. So
I think part of it is like if you're losing your grip, it might be because they're trying to straighten their leg,
okay.
right? But they're trying to pop this hook off.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I want to re-bend their leg so I can get like my leg wrapped around. And then immediately when I have this position, I'm always thinking about let's off balance, let's off balance, right? Because if I let him just stand here way too long, he's eventually going to start stripping, and then I'll have to think about other things so I don't lose that. So the minute I have a good position, create off balance, pushing one way forward. More questions? Yes.
What is a scenario in which you feel like switching between reverse data Eva and data Eva? Like what's a like where do you see that as a type of situation?
So reverse data Eva, I would usually go for it if I wanted to go under them, right? Because they're knee cut on me, and so I also feel like they're closer to me, but I'm also more of like a ball. So it's kind of like if you like playing this, then I can look for inversions this way to the back, right? Whereas De La Hiva is more of an outside guard. So like right now I'm taking up the inside space. If I switch to De La Hiva, I'm sort of rotating around them. So I'm looking to go around them towards the back instead of under them. It's just like a different direction. De La Hiva also manages space a lot better. Like if I'm in this position, I simply just have more distance to push Johnny away. Whereas if I'm here, a little harder to push. Like I still can push, but it's just like there's probably like 6 inches that I'm getting to pressure. And this is what Johnny likes to do, round drags and things like that. Whereas like De La Hiva, he's more distance. I feel safer. My upper body feels a little safer. Just like distance management, what you're used to playing. I saw some hands over here. Sorry, go ahead.
Which kind of options do you have from the underhook to the right?
Yeah. So what do we have from the underhook? So usually I'll off balance them this way to get this underhook de la Diva, and then I'll grab my own shin. I think for me, I basically use it to push, and then because I have it hiked up, I like to swim my leg out and then look for leg entanglements here. Because you have a really strong scoop grip, you can also look to like heist up, right? Because usually it's like this. If I have a scoop grip, I can hike it up on my shoulder and then really just start standing up. So it gives you the ability to heist up and create off balance stuff. Grant?
Just the main differences between De La Kiva and single leg X, because I feel like I get them mixed.
De La Diva's here, and then single leg X is an inside position. So right now my leg is wrapped from the outside. Single leg X, my leg is on the inside, and I shoot up and around. So think of it as like where the position of this guy is. Single leg X, X, reverse X, De La Diva. Yeah. So if you want to go from De La Diva to single leg X, I like to off balance, push to make space between his legs, swim this leg in, shoot up. Yeah. Some of the things I saw while you guys were doing the last game, I think there was some difficulty in, like let's say Johnny starts backstepping a little. I feel like this transition is always a little weird for me too, which is like, oh, I have to like get my hips across, and now I'm grabbing at his ankles, and he's pushing me away, and like it's just like awkward. And sometimes I don't get the hips, and so what happens is like kind of like this position, which isn't bad. It's just like I'd rather have control of the hips. There is a back take where once Johnny starts backstepping a little, what I do is I take this foot and I just like double up on this entire leg right here. So it's like I use my entire body on his right leg. And instead of going for this kind of like foot across, I'll actually lift my hips and almost use my like hamstring butt to get his, to sort of put pressure to the back of his knee right here, like this. So once I do that, then I just grab his hip, take my free hand and grab his hip, and then I pull him into me. And then from here, I just switch my feet, and I'm in from the back. So that's like, it kind of like takes out the step where I'm trying to hop over his foot. And I feel like that just like, it's a little easier for me to perform. So like here, I kind of raise my hips, and I bring his entire foot down. He's running away a little bit, which is fine. And I just start coming up. And then from here, you can also go to the truck if you want. But the back kick is right here, without the need for switching my hips across the foot like that. So that's something you guys can try. It's just like using my entire body and back of the leg to bring them down so I can just ride the kick with one hand.
How would you prioritize the steps to shutting down someone with a good De La Diva? Like, would you prioritize the hands or the hooks with the feet? Or
Like defensively.
yeah.
What would I do to shut down a very good De La Diva? I would say De La Diva is strong when you have any part of the back of your knee exposed, right? So like right now, he's kind of almost already making me turn a little just because he's got his hook in, right? So what I want to do is I want to face him, and I want to pop that hook off. Once I face him and pop his hook off, then grabbing this guy is really easy. And then he's basically, it's really hard for him to recover the De La Diva, especially if my knee is just facing him. You can take it even a step further and just like go outward like this, and now you're in it. Now you can start passing using this kind of position. So I would say pop the hook, because if he's able to use that hook, you got back take, pulls me in, he's got sweeps, right? So I kind of turn into him, pop the hook off, push it down, fight some of the grips down here. But it's really the angle of this foot for me that I watch out for. Like someone has a really strong one, I feel immediately safe once it moves.
Well, I was gonna ask like the same thing, but for when he has his leg hooked through and coming through on the other side, when he's trying to go for the crab ride.
Yeah. So like you're saying they have something like this. Yeah. You could just reset the angle, like you could do that. You could totally go deeper into it. So like back step into leg attacks. So like he does this, he wants to keep his knee out. But the minute I collect his knee, now it becomes a knee bar for me. Or saddle position, whichever. You can also like pass like this as well. That's also a possibility. But usually if someone gets this on me, if I don't want to play the legs, I usually just try to face. Yeah. There are other things to do if you get to this point here, because I get here a lot as well. I tend to fight the feet here, and then while I'm fighting the feet, I fight one hand and I try to swim one of my feet out. But that's pretty late. It's pretty late escape. All right, we'll play this game to completion. So now we've got De La Riva. My goal is to complete a sweep completely, or take the back. So if I put his hands to the mat, it's not over. I have to think about coming up and bringing his hip to a mat. Or even if I, if we did that single leg X transition, it's not over. I gotta knock him down the hip and then also come up. And then for the back take, we gotta get hooks in. So whatever it is, maybe we get here, hands on hips, it's not over. We have to go all the way to the back take with both hooks in and our seatbelt. Any questions? All right, 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's what I got right now. School. School ain't cool.
Yeah, sorry, switch when you like it.
crazy, bro.
Alright, partner, same thing. Feature condition.
He looked at you. No, because I saw it. I saw it. He did it, and I looked at it. I thought he was like, do the Raja, do the Raja.
I was looking at you. I wasn't looking at you. I was just looking up.
That's my defense. What to the face? You okay? Oh my.
We gotta do both.
You know, you're right. So this is gonna be the one right here. Thank you. Want to like help out with that? You got one before? What is that? Nah. Go for the name from Promise. You gotta hunt me down if you need to, right?
They say it's harder in middle heat because you don't have like the collar and the sleeve and all that heat shit to grab on. But I think you can make it work as long as you're constantly adjusting your grips and staying there. I'll be teaching class for the rest of the week, both at night and in the afternoon, so it's going to go as we can. Also, announcement. I always record when I'm here. It's supporting the entire team. I have a QR code and every couple of days I'll upload like actual videos of all the classes I go to. Just like the old part, so you guys can watch yourself on the day, whatever, as something happens, you guys can do that. Yeah. Okay, guys, any questions?
It's right
You get past the side control, call it a bait when you can merge it.
It was actually really good. Oh, thank you. I try. No. No, actually, those are the games that you win.
Okay,
For
nice.
some reason, this experience, it's like way easier for me to like.
Yeah, there's like one
outside
goal.
my shell.
Oh,
You know
I
what I
see.
mean?
Yeah, because you're like, oh, just disrupt their balance. Since you're not like trying to do one thing. Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Oh, it's also I think describing the difference between look
Oh yeah, sure. Here, trying to find it in San Jose. If you scan this, it's a YouTube playlist, and just bookmark it. And then every couple of days, like every time I'm here practicing or teaching, I'll record the roles. And then
you go to San Mateo too?
yeah, I teach there, and I also I started there with Alan, and then I just train at both places. So if you go there and you go to the open Frank the Tank, JJ, yeah, there you go.
I'm a barber, by the way.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'll take care of it.
All right. Nice meeting you, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, no worries. Anytime.